Good morning, one and all. It is match day as Anderlecht entertain West. Well, I say Anderlecht entertain. I hope they're not entertaining us. Well, not with beautiful football anyway. They could sort of like fall over and get red cards and lose. That would be quite entertaining. But anyway, and you get what I'm saying. Anderlecht entertain West Ham United in the Europa Conference League. And this is, well, this is to sort of, I think, not only to maintain our 100% record in the Conference League, it's sort of match what we tried to do last season, but I think to build on some confidence after Wolves and go into what is a London derby with with the expectation and the hope of going on a bit of a winning run, which I'm hoping we could get four games on the trot at least in terms of winning run. I've got Gonzo Senior here with me now. What have you made of it so far? What did you make of the Wolves game, and what are you feeling on this? Do you think David Moyes should be going in to this one sort of, with a slightly reserved team? How would you be playing this one?
Well, I like what he did last season. I think he went a little bit over the top in that he virtually always played our first side. I used to worry with lots of other managers where they'd put out shadow sides and it would nearly always go against us. We've now got a bigger squad, so I hope there is some rotation. I think there should be some reward for performances in the last game. So Flynn Downs played really well in his last Europa Kopos game, as you like to call it.
Yes.
So I'd like to see him play, but I'd like to see Skamaka and Bowen both start, and hopefully if we play like we did on Saturday, yeah, it was Saturday evening, wasn't it? If we play like we did on Saturday evening, there's no reason, especially seeing as Anderlecht are not playing particularly well at the moment, so we believe. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to build up a healthy lead and then start resting players.
Okay, so that was what I was going to lead into. We've got a game on Sunday. Obviously, we're travelling. I mean, it's not Timbuktu, is it? I mean, it's only across the water there in Belgium. But Antonio, that you don't feel that he should be starting to keep him sort of fit and firing and save Skamaka for Fulham?
I actually like Antonio coming on late because I think he can create absolute havoc against tired defences. Fulham aren't the most confident of defences, so it doesn't really matter when he plays against them on Saturday. But I want to see Skamaka get rewards for the goals that he scored in the previous Europa leagues, and also get a reward for playing on Saturday. I'd like to see him start again today, and I want him to start again on Sunday.
You like what you saw
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
Skamaka?
Yeah. I saw a proper centre forwards performance. I don't think the referee helped him as much as he should have done because I thought they were all over Skamaka. But I liked the way he played with Bowen. And yeah, no, I thought he did well.
What was your take on? As we've not spoken, actually, have we? What was your take on Suchek's performance?
Much better than previous games. He didn't seem to be obsessed with trying to get into the box, and he broke things up. And that's what a defensive midfield player's role is. I was a little bit disappointed when Costa almost scored. I thought Suchek might have done better actually getting up and reaching that ball, but I think he probably helped to put Costa off because he obviously took Costa's eye off the ball because that was a bad miss and it might have changed the game somewhat. But no, that was definitely Suchek's best game of the season and probably his best game since I don't know Lyon last year maybe.
Yeah, fair old time, isn't it? To be
Yeah.
fair, I said we haven't spoken. We have spoken, but it just wasn't about Summer Suchek. We spoke about the various merits of air fryers. We've had a chat about, and we spoke about my son who scored. I'm going to unashamedly say scored a brace. The first
Well, it
two
wasn't your
goals.
son, it was my grandson.
Okay, whoever it was, he was pretty good. I think he played more like me than like you, to be honest with you.
Why did he fall over?
Something like that. Anyway, before we go any further with these family insults, this video is sponsored by the OneFootball app, which you can download by clicking that link just down below there. Why would you download the OneFootball app? Why wouldn't you? download the One Football app. The One Football app is the only app you need to keep up to date with all the West Ham news. Why? Well, because when you download it, it asks which team you support. You say, I support West Ham. What it does, it goes all around the internet, picks up all the generic websites, finds all the West Ham related stories and all the newspapers that have West Ham related stories, and puts them all into one place, bungs them over to your phone so you don't have to go searching for it. Best of all, the app is free. Actually, that's second best of all. Best of all, they're sponsoring this video. If you do download it to your phone, please do use the link below. I know you've come from Hammers Chat. Give us a little pat on the head. You've heard the news about Cornet, I take it?
No.
All right. Well, okay. So he's had a scare. Must have been the longest scan. It must have been a big old queue for that scare. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the Royal Mail were delivering him to get the scan or something like that. But anyway, he's had his scan now, and it's a thigh.
Oh,
Yeah. Rather, or was it a calf? I don't. Whatever. Somewhere on the leg. Something to do with the leg.
it's muscle, not joint.
It's muscle, not joint. There you go. It's all right. He'll be back in 2 weeks, which leads us to have a little chat about Benrahma, because I read an article just before we started doing this video, actually, which said Benrahma now has the chance to impress David Moyes. And I read it and I thought, you know what? Benrahma will already feel that he has impressed David Moyes, or surely he's done enough to impress David Moyes. And I just found it a little bit odd. I just don't think he'd be thinking this is my chance. I think if I was Benrahma, looking for hold on a second, I've played well already. I started the season well. I don't know what Benrahma's meant to do on top of that to start getting, a place in the team. Really, what are your thoughts on that situation?
Well, Benrahma's got one big problem. His big
Go on.
problem is he's very good when he's got the ball. When he hasn't got the ball, he's not so good. When he first started off, he was absolutely terrible because when he didn't have the ball, he was disinterested or lazy. He's no longer lazy, but he's not as effective when he hasn't got the balls as even Paqueta is. When you see Paqueta, he knows how to cut out space and restrict things. Benrahma still doesn't seem to have that mindset, and David Moyes wants players who do that for him, and that's one of the reasons why he likes Fornal so much, and he always falls back to Fornals. And if there's any doubt, where we might lose a game or need to shore things up, he'll always go for Fornals and he won't go for Benrahma. I think he only goes for Benrahma when he's desperate or he thinks the other side is really on the ropes and maybe we need just someone else to engineer a bit more space. I think Moyes made up his mind about Benrahma a long time ago. This season he is playing better, but he's still got that inherent weakness in him, and I think that's one of the reasons why Moyes doesn't pick him as much as most people would like.
Would you start him against Anderlecht?
I probably would actually. If Cornet's not available,
He's got a bad leg.
Yeah, I probably would.
Well, Benrahma, pleased to hear that. We'll let him know. We'll let him know that he's in your starting 11. It's all right. He's in mine and he's in Gio's. So you're in bad.
Of course, it depends on whether Jake is available. Maybe Jake could play.
Well, that's my son, by the way. He's grandson. He's faster than Benrahma, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, enough of this. Enough of this. This family loving. You mentioned him a second ago, Paqueta. What are your thoughts on him so far?
Yeah, again, he's got to play. I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He still needs to understand the flow of the team, Bowen, and I think he's inherently an intelligent footballer. You don't get to play centre midfield in most of the last 20 internationals for Brazil if you're not smart. I think he's still adjusting to the Premier League. I think he thinks that he'll be given as much time as he used to be given on the ball in League, and you just don't get that. That will come with time because he's a smart cookie, and I think he just needs to work out more about the patterns that everybody else takes. And we saw in the first few games he was getting an understanding with Rice. I'm sure he'll do it with all of the others. I'm very encouraged. I think he's just going to continue to grow and grow.
Yeah, I was only playing devil's advocate. I picked him in my team as well. So, but yeah, I totally agree. And he is he dwells on the ball too long. He needs to release it quicker. He thinks he has more time than he does. But I think once he gets used to it, then I would agree. I still there's a little doubt in my mind of David Moyes knows how best to deploy him. I do worry when we play the three at the back, because I don't think there's an ideal position for Paqueta in there, and David Moyes plays that formation with the three
Yeah,
centre halves. And when we played a 4, there's very much a position in there for a number 10, and he's very much that. Don't get me wrong, albeit a hard working one who can drop deeper, and we don't have the ball, almost operate as a number 8. Yeah, we'll see. The jury's not out on him as a player. I think the jury is out on him whether David Moyes can get the best out of him. But talent's not an issue at all. I'm pretty sure we'd drop him into a lot of teams in the Premier League and he'd do absolutely fine. You confident about the game?
oh yeah, very. Yeah,
Know anything about Anderlecht? And don't say they're in Belgium.
well, I've been to their home ground, haven't I?
Oh, all right. Show
One
off.
of one of my best ever days with West Ham. Probably my best ever losing day with West Ham was going to the final many years ago. And we were incredibly unlucky if Frank Lampard Senior hadn't pulled an intercostal muscle or whatever it was he pulled in the 44th minute of the
Bad
first.
leg. He had a bad leg.
No, he didn't. He pulled a stomach muscle.
Is
And,
that a what? An what muscle?
intercostal.
You just made that up.
No, I didn't.
Mm,
I don't make things up. How dare you, sir?
sounds a bit fishy. Well, I'll tell you what, you clearly haven't forgotten it.
No. It was a brilliant day, and the funny thing was, I remember getting off the ferry at Dover, and the people who were getting off the ferry, it was only then they realised we'd actually lost the game because we had such a party on the ferry coming back. I mean, I know it was only 2 hours, but lots of the people who hadn't been to the game were convinced we'd won because we thought, oh, what the hell, let's have a party anyway.
Quite
And
right. So.
yeah, it was a very good day. But hey ho, just the wrong result.
Yes, indeed. Well, I hope any fans that are going over there that might be watching this do have a safe journey over, be it on the ferry, rowing, flying, however else you might get over to Belgium. I'm confident as well. I don't. I think they'll be better than their league position suggests. They're a technical team. They're quick, particularly on the flanks. They've got a really good player in Vasharan, who I mentioned, but their defence are there to be got at. And I think if David Moyes takes it seriously, which he will, because he does, then I think it's an easy. I shouldn't say easy win. That can bite me on the arse. It's going to be a hard fought thumping or something like that. Thank you very much, mate, for joining me for this one. The kickoff tonight is at 5:45. You can join myself and Gio an hour and 5 minutes before kickoff over on the main channel. Joining Charlie for the watch along, and then a post-match celebratory review, hopefully, straight away on the final whistle. Right, don't be late.